I'm Catherine Moyer, a Senior Associate in the Corporate Finance team in London, and I'm here with Kathy Honeywood, a partner in the Corporate Finance team and head of the China desk in London. Today we're going to talk about the establishment of the China desk, how it has evolved over time and how it benefits our clients. Kathy, can you talk about the establishment of the China desk and the rationale for it?
Yes, Catherine. I think it started roughly about 5 or 6 years ago when China itself had a big push on outbound investment, which has continued and is growing and is incredibly important. So we as a firm sort of identified this change rather than just corporate sort of Western clients going into China. There was a big push for Chinese corporates to come out of China and invest in the rest of the world. And I worked on a number of major outbound deals for Chinese clients. And then I was actually on secondment in China for 2 spells. And then when I came back to London, having worked on such a major transaction for a Chinese client, we identified that they have certain sort of needs and certain demands on them that it would be sensible for us to try and service here in London. So we've had offices in China, mainland China and Hong Kong for 3 decades now, but we felt it important to have the right people here in London and around Europe and in the US to help those Chinese clients, because obviously there are language difficulties, there are cultural differences, the whole approval process in China is very different, and so we thought it would be really beneficial to clients to have some Chinese nationals and Mandarin speakers here in London who were sort of part of the China desk, who could work on these Chinese outbound deals when they came in.
And has the desk evolved since it was established?
Yes, certainly. We have more Chinese nationals in London now as an office and around the globe generally. We have a number of Mandarin speakers who are not necessarily Chinese nationals. And so as the world has changed and as China has become more important, our offices have changed and the profile of our lawyers has changed. So yes, we've got more and more people involved in London, not just in corporate, in M&A, but across the firm. So in litigation and in finance, all the sort of key areas that you would expect. So now we have double digits in terms of associates who are involved in the group, and they are very actively involved in the group.
Okay, and can you give me an example of how it would work in practice?
Yes, I think it's very beneficial to everybody involved, both our team and the client. So we'll have a mainland Chinese client who's looking at, let's say, an M&A transaction in London. They may or may not have people on the ground come over for the transaction. But if they do or they don't, we will have some of the China desk members, the associates who are Chinese or speak Mandarin, as part of the team. So immediately the client feels much more comfortable, they can speak in Mandarin. Our team here can also liaise with our China offices back in Beijing or Shanghai, so you sort of alleviate some of the time zone differences. It's easier to get documents translated. So all round it just makes the process much easier for the client, much more efficient, and it makes the client much more competitive, which in an M&A environment, particularly an auction process, is very important. So it's very beneficial.
Thank you very much.